Hi, everybody. I know as teachers, we're always looking to make things easier, faster, and less stressful, particularly during distance learning. And if your inbox is anything like mine, it has just been on fire with all the notifications and communication coming in during distance learning. So I have 3 tips to help make things easier, faster, and less stressful in terms of managing our inbox. The first thing is I want to organize my inbox. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to my settings, Gear Cog, open that up, see all my settings, and then I want to go to the inbox. And I like a priority inbox. And so how I have mine organized is the first section of my inbox is going to be anything that's unread, so fresh email coming through. My second section is going to be my starred. My third section is, I could add a section here, but I don't really have one. And my fourth section is everything else. You could have a section, more options, and then you could add a particular label if you had it. So I have 3 sections. Everything that's going to come in fresh that I haven't read is going to be in my unread, and it will stay there until I've read it, and it will automatically go to everything else after I've read it. If I read it and want to prioritize it as important, I will put a star on it, so that will show up second in my inbox. And you can decide how you want to organize it, and if I made any changes here, I would click Save Changes, but I didn't make a change. So you can see that my inbox here shows only the things that are in everything else, but I want to show you what happens when I star 2 emails. It's going to reorganize my inbox. I'm going to change that one as well. So that now has pulled them out, and I don't have any unread emails at the moment. So now I've organized my email box. Now the second thing I want to do always is I want to archive emails once I'm done reading them and don't need them in my inbox. I don't like to jump into my email and see that I have 100, 200, 300 emails there. So what I do is click on the email when I'm done, and I've archived it. I recommend that we always archive instead of delete, because delete will remove it, but archive, you retain the ability to search for it. So we can go to our Omnibox, click on the search parameters. We can search for every email that came from an address, any email that had a particular subject, or we could type in some keywords that we knew were in an email. We can type in if it had an attachment or not, and then we could use our search feature. And so you can make it easier on yourself, so your email, even though it's important, you know you can go pull it out. It's like putting it in a file cabinet, and then you can just go to the file and pull up the email that you need at another time. And you can see that I had an email already come in, so now I have an email in the top part of my email box. I have my starred, and I have everything else. But now that I want to deal with the emails that are coming in from Google Meet, I have 10 breakout rooms. I don't need 10 emails coming in after every class indicating the attendance. I don't need those in my email box. At the end of the day, I'm going to have way too many, and that's going to be stressful. So what I'm going to do is I want to create a label, and then I want to have the Google Meets automatically move that email into a different location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a label. And so I just go to my label box, and then I can create a new label, and I can just type in the label right there. And the label that I have created is called Meet Attendance. I can manage my labels right here, and I can go right to my bottom. I have cool ideas. I have, believe it or not, labels for emails that have come to me from my personal email when I forwarded things that I found on social media or resources. I don't want those to hit my inbox. I just label them and move them out into a folder. And now I have my Meet Attendance. And I'm just going to remove this just so I can show you what it's like to create that email label. So I'm going to go to my inbox. And now I've clicked an email. I want to use the label, and now I want to create a new one. I'm calling it Meet Attendance. I could nest it under if I want to have a hierarchy with my labels. I only am using a few labels at the moment, so I don't need to nest it under anything. But I may want to have classes if I wanted to have something specific for each class period. I could have student emails, and I could have under resting, each period could be rested under student emails. Then I need to create it. So you'll notice it automatically labels this particular email with Meet Attendance, but it's still in my inbox. Now what I want to do is give it a job. So I'm going to go to my settings. I'm going to click See All Settings. And now I want to create a filter. So I have 3 filters in here. I want to create a new filter. Now I have to decide how I'm going to be filtering this information. So if I'm looking at this particular email, I could filter so that everything that comes from a particular email address has a job to do. But I've already noticed that if somebody invites me to a meet, and it will send me an email with the meetings no reply at Google. So that is not going to be specific enough for me to create a unique task just for my Google Meets. So I think if I'm capturing from the subject this information, meeting data from, I think that's going to capture exactly what I need to create a rule just to deal with the email from the Google Meet attendance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that content that is in the subject line of all the Google Meet attendance and seems to be limited just to Google Meet attendance as my subject. So now I'm creating a job. Everything that has meeting data from in the subject, I can create a filter for. I click to create filter. Here's what I want to do. I want to skip my inbox. It's archiving it. You can mark it as read, but that's not needed because I think you want to see if it's read. I want to apply a label. So now I want that to appear in my label section so I know to check for it. So I'm going to apply this label. And then also I have 6 matching messages in my inbox. I want to apply this filter to the 6 messages that have that same information in the subject line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my filter. Now if I go back to my inbox, you'll notice that the emails that I had starred are no longer there because I've skipped my inbox and I've labeled them. And so now how I'm going to find those is on the left-hand side with my labels. I can click Meet Attendance, and now I'm going to find all the emails that came from Meet Attendance, and then I can address them there. But I can take care of that when I want to. I don't have to deal with it by my email bombarding my inbox. I hope that helps give you guys some tips so that you can kind of reduce the stress. You may want to create a label for tech emails that come from me so that it also skips your inbox and you can deal with it when you have the time to. So these are just a quick little tips for managing your inbox.